Well, you saw a thumbnail and you clicked on it. This is going to be a kit I want to show you that is probably more important to our hobby than many of you might think. This is cool, man. Wait to check this out. So I got a great opportunity to preview and build a pre-production model that our buddy Andy at Andy's Hobby Headquarters graciously pulled me in on a little dealing that he's been working with, a company called Takom. And if you haven't heard of them because you strictly build model cars, that's why you watch this channel, because we're mostly model cars. Takom is an outstanding model kit company, but they build just armor, but their kits are amazing. And if you never built one, I haven't built one, so this is the first time I'm going to get a shot at building a Takom model. This is something that I really think is probably the biggest crossover kit from military to us car modelers because of its scale, first of all, its price point, and the amount of detail that it has. And it is a subject matter that you've always heard people say, they're like those little World War II Army utility vehicles, is what we'll call it. And it is so cool that Andy pulled me in and let me have one of the pre-production kits that to do a little build. But first I want to just show you the kit. You guys are going to be blown away and open up your mind. Forget that it's a military kit. This is a model car kit, and it's in 16th scale, which there's a lot of places to go in 16th scale in our end of the hobby. This thing can present a lot of really cool opportunities in some really cool kit bashing and outlandish ideas and whatever with all the other 16th scale model car kits out there. I think you're going to be really surprised at this thing. And the really cool thing about this, what really struck me when he first told me about it, unlike a lot of military models, it has full engine detail. And wait till you see this. So I'm going to show you this. This is the pre-production model. So they're still in development of it. They're planning on coming out with it around August or September. So there's still some changes going on. So there might be a little bit of strange things that we're going to see on this version of it. I'm going to build it. I don't know exactly yet how I want to build or what I want to build, but I got to show this to you. So we're going to take a look at it in this video. This is quite the crossover because of the accepted in model car hobby, the accepted scale that it is. We mainly do 24th, 25th scale models, but we venture off into the 16th scale, the 12th scale, but 16th scale is a very popular scale in our hobby. There's all these funny cars, all these drag cars, all these off-road trucks, big rigs, not to mention this thing has such a cool little power plant. That is some kit bashing material. So we're gonna take a look at this, but I want to tell you one thing about this that's really cool. Right now, this kit from Takom is an exclusive at Andy's Hobby Headquarters only. So that's the only place you can get these at. And there are going to be a pretty good run of them. But right now, if you go over to andyshhq.com, and even if you're over in Europe, this kit is available for pre-order. I think this thing is going to be cool, and I predict that there's a lot of you out there that are going to want to check this thing out and build it and do something cool with it. There's just so many things you could do with it. You could do a civilian vehicle with it. You could do a push vehicle for an old funny car. You could take it and take parts from it and put it in with another kit or something, or kit bash. You could get an off-road vehicle and take the tires from that if you've got some old 16 scale. I know there were some of those out there. So there are so many opportunities with this kit that come into our end of our world of the hobby, plastic model kits. Just wait till you see it. Why don't I just shut up? Let me show it to you, and we can talk more about it. But you got to see this. I'm going to flip the camera down, looking at the desk here, and we're going to look at the parts that I got.
You're watching the Luka Cee channel on YouTube.
So here we go with the first tree. And again, remember, this is a pre-production kit. Not sure what the color is going to be. They just did it in a gray. We're just looking over it, doing builds on it just to make sure everything's right with this thing. And they're already working on a few changes. So by the time you get the production model, there could be a little bit of differences, but not much. Just starting off, here's the frame rails. Look at that. And it already has the leaf springs, which have just some amazing detail on them. And look at this. You've got like these nuts and bolts on there. What incredible detail that is. Look at all the carriage bolts and everything. And here is the center section of the frame. That all mounts together. And we have our floor pan, which is outstanding detail. Your tailgate. This is the dashboard. Remember, this is a military vehicle, so it's very simplified. And he produced a ton of these. There's your firewall. Both sides of the detail on that. And, of course, get another backside of the tailgate and the underside where the frame will go onto. Just beautifully done. Look at how clean that is. And now we're getting into the character of the vehicle. Here's all the body panels, and, well, everybody knows what that is. That just tells you what this is. We got our seat frames and the hood, and yeah, it's just outstanding injection molding, both inside and outside of the body panels. Look at the detail in the back. So you've got very accurate detail on both sides of everything. Really, really super nice, isn't that? Wow, that's incredible. And here comes some of my favorite stuff. The chassis suspension. I love that. And look at what we have here. Those would be Dana 44s. These differentials. Oh my goodness, hold on a second. I need some magnification, or maybe you can see it. There's writing. Look at the detail of the nuts and bolts, and look at the writing there. Oh, and there's that. I'm going all over the place because I'm seeing stuff for the first time myself here, but there's the top of your 6-volt battery. I cannot read what that says. Can you see what it says there? I don't know if this is coming through the camera, but it says, whatever size gear oil only. To build that Salvino's race car, I was geeking out about the suspension. I'm kind of geeking out on this tree, forgive me. That happens to be some of my favorite stuff, is suspension working. Like, look at all those tie rod ends and arms and just everything. There's the axle tubes. This rear ends are, I would say it's probably a Dana, it's either a Dana 60 or Dana 44, or, tell me down in the comments what you think that might be. And yeah, and the mufflers, all that looks great. There's the top of the radiator itself, the halves. Just spectacular. That is just some neat stuff. And even like a little pin right there, part of the, Pitman arm here, and all the little components for the steering. I wonder if this has posable steering. If not, it might not be too difficult to make it posable. We'll find out. I haven't showed you a box because the box art is still being worked on right now. Here's a fun part. Some of you guys really might get a kick out of. The gun that goes in the back, and jerry cans and ammo cans here. Look at that gun. Look at the detail on this gun. Is that just something else? You could do a 16th Mad Max, get yourself a Firebird or something, want to Mad Max one of those out, and put this thing up coming out of the T-tops. Oh yeah, I can see that happening. And check this out, there's been slide mold, so look at down the barrels. Isn't that something? This is a pre-production kit, so I don't even have instructions, I don't have any decals. Andy said that he's got some digital instructions he sent me. I haven't looked on my computer, but I'll show you a few of them right here. They're very nice instructions. Like, again, Takom, if you haven't ever built a Takom kit, like me, I know about them because I always talk about this stuff with Andy, so I'm very aware of them. But being just strictly a model car builder, you may have not heard of Takom. Look them up. They are one of the top companies, and they do some amazing stuff. So here we go. Those frame rails for the seats. There's your cushions. Look at that. We got the wheel for the spare and this right here. If you don't know what this is, this mounts onto the front of the Jeep. That's for catching the cables the enemy would do to cut the driver's head off as they're driving real fast. That'll catch and protect that, protect the driver from losing their head. Don't we all need that once in a while? And here's a really cool tree. You got your entrenching tools. Look at that, and it looks like we have framework to do an up top. And from what I understand, I believe in the instructions. I haven't looked at them yet. There's a way to make the up top. If you want to do the fabric, you got to come up with the fabric yourself. I don't think there's anything available for that, but they give you all the framing if you wanted to have an up top. The rocker area of the body, that's probably where that is. I don't know yet. Okay, here's the cool part that I wanted to show you guys that is really neat, that was kind of uninspected. Engine, you've got yourself that four-banger, straight four-banger, but look at the detail of this engine. Look at the head right there. You see that? You see that? They already have pre-drilled holes for spark plug wires. I don't know if this kit's going to come with wires. I asked Andy that, and he's not sure. I don't know if they would be thinking like that. But at least they made it so if you wanted to detail out, there's just less work. Even oh, look at the distributor cap. It's pre-drilled. Whoa, fancy. I'm just going to let you guys look at all the components to this engine. Is that just delightful? So much cool stuff. So much neat potential. The transfer case. Just everything in the bell housing. Transmission separate. All this stuff. But let's take a look at that engine block. Holy mackerel. Come on. You got to get your creative juices going. You know there is some neat stuff you could do with this. I mean, you know, when they get done with these during wartime or even, you know, it's peacetime, they'd cycle these things out. They would get sold off into the civilian market, and a lot of people had these vehicles and driving them on the streets or making, oh gosh, what you could do with this. You could make a very cool rock crawler. You know, off-road vehicles, 60s, you know, a lot of them got converted back in the 60s to run the Baja races and all the desert racing. Swamp buggy. Come on, open up your mind, man. This is a real cool gift from the armor side of our hobby to us car modelers. Because this is just something you didn't think you'd ever see. And that's a lot of detail they're putting into it. Oh yeah, I want to show you something that I don't need, you know, go, aww. But this is a little more prevalent in the armor side. But there's the tires. And you have two sets of these. So you have actually 5 tires because you have a spare. And they're the halves. But I can tell you right now, these are beautiful. You put those together, paint them up with some of that rubber paint from Tamiya. They will look outstanding. Look at the brake backing plates, the brake detail, all that stuff. Is that just amazing? What do you guys think? I hope you're being able to catch all this detail. Beautiful, beautiful detail. And from what I understand, there's actually going to be, shows you pre-production. These tires are actually going to have writing on them. They haven't gotten that far yet. They're still working the molds. There's a few other little details that haven't been put on this kit yet. So this was just one of the first ones out just to kind of see how it goes together and see what happens. And that's going to be another video because I'm going to start working on this in a couple days. And I'm going to really get this thing together and do something pretty cool with it. I haven't decided how I want to do it, but I want to build. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be such a cool build. And here we have the last tree. And it has got all little doodad shifter and all little doodads, some lights, canisters, whatever some of that stuff might be. Got to look at it. There's just so much little detail in there. Look at that all. All the little flavors, more little rod ends and pieces and parts and brackets, and gee whiz. And just again, look at the detail. Look at the nut and bolt detail. If there was nuts and bolts holding something together, the nut and bolt detail is perfect. You don't have to add anything to this. You really don't have to add a lot. Just that little, I think that's part of the hinging system of maybe the back gate. And look at that detail of that. Holy cow. You getting that? Wow, that is so cool. And the last tree, of course, I'm going to keep it here because I want to keep it safe. Nah, I'll show it to you guys. Here's the clear. No chrome. They didn't chrome nothing on those military vehicles. But there's your glass. Look at how beautiful that glass is. And look at the detail in the headlights. Is that spectacular or what? You got your, I think these might be for gauges. Wow, those are beautiful. You can really see on the backside, you can see that headlight detail. You see that? There's a whole lot of it. Yeah, that I gotta keep in here because I don't want that scratched up. That's it. That is the kit. I am looking forward to building this. I gotta put some things off to the side. I'm trying to get my Salvino's JR models, NASCAR Part 5, the next gen. I'm still working on that. I hope to have that out in the next couple of days. We're almost done with it. It's looking really cool. And I got a few other things going. I've been gone for a while because I have been really down and sick. But, you know, I just found out today, I got the call from Andy. The kit's in. He did a review of this on his channel. Some of you I know do build armor, and if you are aware of, Andy has started his own model kit company called Andy's Hobby Headquarters. He did make that announcement and showed his new 16 scale Sherman he's coming out with, and he's going to be doing a whole series of 16 scale tanks. Very heavily involved with Takom, and Takom said, you know, we'll do a kit and we'll make it exclusive to you. So that was kind of the partnership in that. Takom wanted to take on this vehicle, and just kind of for a while, it is strictly all through Andy's Hobby Headquarters. So you want to put a pre-order on this, but check this out. Did I tell you the price? I haven't told you the price. Right now, if you put in a pre-order, this kit, how much do you think it is? What are 16 scale model car kits going for? You think it's $89.95? Do you think it's $75.95? How about $109.85? You see all we got here? Plus more? It's looking at this kit's probably going to be under $60, but right now, if you pre-order, $49.95 or something in that matter, but it's under $50. Scotch it. Let's just say $50. Right now, you can get this kit for $50 retail from Andy's Hobby Headquarters. That is a good deal for all this detail, this pile of detail on a 16 scale model. It's just a great, you know, for the military guys, this is a great little addition to Andy's series of 16 scale tanks. And for us, this just brings something new and something really fresh from great ideas for our hobby. Because, man, no matter what you say, I see a frame, I see wheels, tires, an engine, suspension, seats, a steering wheel. This is a freaking model car, everyone. I'm excited to get started on this. It's a model car with some death to go along with it, if you choose to. Oh, I forgot to show you. Let me show you this. This also comes with a figure. So, for that $50 mark on a 16 scale model, you not only get the model, and it also comes with a driver figure. So what we say on this channel, build model cars. Why? Crying out loud, they're fun. Here's the producers.